Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel and I'm the High Mileage Helper. On this channel, my goal is to be able to help you learn more about the RV transporting industry, as well as give how-to videos for your truck and then give recommendations along the way. So if this is our first time meeting, just consider subscribing, hitting the like button if you get good value. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of drivers kind of overlook when they first get into this line of work. Into this transporting career, and that's the idea of endurance on the road, being able to travel for long periods of time. So let's go ahead and unpack that and get into it. All right, so let's talk about driving on the road commercially for hours and hours on a regular basis, literally daily. To a lot of people, that might seem intimidating. To other people, it might seem like, it's no big deal. It's just driving. I drive every day as it is around town. How could it be that much worse or that much more taxing on me? I'm just driving around my pickup truck. I'm not driving a semi. I'm in RV transport. I'm hauling around with a 1 ton or a 3/4 ton, something like that. Most people doing single pulls, I'm not really doing anything abnormal. Well, I gotta tell you, for me, about 6 years ago, when I first started, I deeply struggled with this situation, this idea of driving up to 11 hours in one day. It can be very taxing on your body, and it's not in the way that you might think. It's not like you just got done with a big workout. You're sweating, huffing and puffing, and you need a shower, and then you need to get some food and take a nap or something. Like, it's a different type of exhaustion or fatigue. It's different than what you might think. It's more of a mental, slow burn physically, if that makes any type of sense. For maybe drivers who know exactly what I'm talking about, maybe you can articulate this a little bit better in the comment section. But it's an idea of just a mental exhaustion, which then kind of flows to a physical, just very tiredness at the end of the day, But for maybe brand new drivers, it might not take 11 hours to get to that point. It honestly might be 6 hours, 3 hours, 9 hours, whatever that looks like for you. It's possible that you could run into the situation where you bought the truck, you got the insurance, you went through orientation, you did all of these things, outfitted the truck and everything, and you get to the point where you're hooked up for your first load and you start driving. And it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, and you're going, it's the middle of the day, but I'm getting tired, man. Like, I need to pull off and stretch my legs or do something because I'm getting restless. This is different. This is weird, or it can be, I got to tell you, for me, when I first started out, and I really haven't shared this on my channel in the last couple years. For me, when I first started, my first couple loads, I literally could drive about 2.5 hours, maybe 3, and then I'd have to pull off. I was literally so fatigued at that point. I had no stamina. I couldn't go past that 3 hour-ish mark without having to pull off and stretch my legs and do some jumping jacks or something. It was just like, it hit me. And I'm just like, whoa, why am I so tired? I've driven to my grandma's, I've driven to other family, other friends, like a couple hours away. This isn't that big of a deal. Well, it is kind of a bigger deal. Regardless of what you truly are hauling behind you, a bigger camper, a smaller camper, you are a commercial vehicle. You need to be looking in your mirrors. You need to be aware of all of your surroundings. You should always be doing that, but it's even at a higher level, in my opinion, as a commercial driver. And so our bodies, if you're not used to this, this type of situation can be a shock to you. It can shock your body. And not in an electrifying way, but it can be just a whoa, man, I'm getting tired so quickly, and it's hard to even gauge my physical body. Like, this is just weird to me. Now, I'm sure health conditions can apply in a lot of other areas with this whole situation. If you're already in great health, maybe it's not as bad for you physically. If you're a bigger person or have other health issues going on, maybe it could influence you more. For me, I think my health kind of was a part of it, but I would just say this. It's something that I think a lot of people overlook, and it can kind of catch you off guard, especially at the beginning. I eventually built up my stamina, and I had the endurance to go 3, 4, 5 hours. And most transport companies would prefer you, if possible, to, at the halfway mark, 5.5 hours of 11, to take your 30-minute break, or now with the new rules in place, do your drop off 30 minutes long, fuel up for 30 minutes, whatever that looks like for your 30-minute window within the first 8 hours on your logbook, to take that time and stretch your legs, do whatever you got to do to just kind of catch your bearings. There's times on the road where you don't realize how tired you are. You could literally be zoning out or thinking about other things and not realize, whoa, how many miles did we go? Oh, okay, wow. And it can just kind of catch you off guard. Like, it can be that easy. So especially new drivers, when you're getting into this line of work, driving 11 hours a day, up to 11 hours a day, and if you want to be profitable, if you want to be maximizing the most money you could make out on the road, you're probably driving 11 hours a day, doing your full week. I would just say this, it can be very difficult at the beginning. You're not going to have the mental stamina or maybe the focus that you need to have, and it's going to take time. It took me months and months to build up to where I can go as long as I need to, till I hit that 30-minute break and make it work. For other people, maybe it's different. Maybe for you, you're like, what are you even talking about? For you, that's great. But I got to tell you, I've talked to a lot of people, and it's a stumbling block to people. This is definitely a thing, and what's worse is if you're not aware of the situation, you're not thinking and really listening to your body and really checking yourself on a regular basis as you're just tooting down the road, just driving down the road. If you're not actively thinking about that, being intentional, what if you get so tired, or if you get so just dazed out of it, whatever that looks like, that something bad actually happens out on the road? For you to lose your stamina, your endurance, to just, you get zapped, whatever that looks like, it's not worth risking your life and other people's lives to not just take a break and stretch and just catch yourself, whatever that looks like. Take a nap, whatever that looks like for you. Please be thoughtful of these things, because when I first started, I didn't even think anything of it. And for some people, it may be so bad that you're not even able to do this permanently. You're not able to do this job at all. You have to be on the road as many hours as you can a day, legally, but your body says no. So if that's the case for you, RV transport might not be the place for you. Transporting anything on the road, driving this amount of hours might not be for you. That everyone runs the risk of that happening. No one's immune. So this is something that I don't think many people are talking about at all. It's kind of an unsaid thing. Everyone experiences it maybe to a certain degree, some more, some less, but I think it is a constant in this industry. Some people might not be cut out for, or maybe some people aren't willing to build their endurance. Maybe check themselves every couple hours, pull off the road for 5 minutes. Underneath the 7-minute mark, literally just check yourself. Make sure you're good. You're not tired, you're mentally focused, you're engaged with your surroundings. This thing can be a a devastating thing to somebody out on the road. If you're not able to do this, to build up your stamina, your endurance, to be able to grow in that area to where you're able to go longer and longer without being fatigued and just messed up. Anyways, I just wanted to share this with you because I think this is a very important thing, that it's kind of an underlying unsaid thing in this industry and probably all of transportation. It's not natural, it's not normal for us to be in a sitting position for 11 hours a day without any interruptions. We need to be interrupted to a certain degree. There's reasons why there are DOT regulations in place. To a certain degree, maybe it's for other shenanigans, but in other areas it's for our safety, it's for our well-being. In others, because it can be dangerous on the road if you can't regulate and understand where you're physically at, how fatigued you are out on the road or distracted or whatever, building up that stamina. If you can't do that, please, for everyone's safety, don't get into RV transport. If you're able to, continue to grow and build on that and be self-aware of where your physical body is at, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what's your mood, everything, well-rounded picture of how you're responding to driving on the road for so many hours at a time, daily. I can't emphasize that enough. The mental process, for some people it might be like, oh yeah, I get to see new things every day. And that's great. But for others, this can be kind of a taxing thing, potentially, where the thought of driving 11 hours a day, up to, and you probably want to, 11 hours a day, every day of the week, wow. Is your body ready for that? If it's not, what are you going to do to put things in place now? I'm going to check myself every 2.5 hours. I'm going to put alarms on my phone. Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you can put things in place to where you're trying to regulate and really check in on yourself. How do I feel? Where am I at? Am I good? To be able to eventually go longer and longer periods legally, to be able to be safely out on the road and to maximize your 11 hours while you are a commercial driver on the highway. So anyways, hopefully this was a help to you, being thoughtful about this. If you have thoughts against this or for this, please let me know. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know your story. Did you have a really tough time like I did when I first started? I had recently lost a whole bunch of weight back then, doing a pretty aggressive dietary habits, eating habits, and it was still tough for me to transition. Maybe it wasn't for you, maybe it was. Please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was a help to you. It was thought-provoking for you, whether you're getting into this industry or you're already in it and you're maybe feeling the effects of what I'm talking about. This is a thing that's happening. Most people aren't talking about this. Just want to share this with you. Hopefully you have a great and safe day. God bless, guys.